So this is the sixth part of our ancient history part. Now, in the previous video, we have discussed the various uh, that means terrestrial. That means there are 33 gods, different types of god: terrestrial god, aerial god, celestial god. Now, in the early Vedic period, Indra, Agni, and Varun were the most popular deities of Rig Vedic or the early Vedic period. The Indra was the first most important god, Agni was the second most important god, and Varun was the third most important god. Now Indra or Purandra was known as the destroyer of the fort. Indra was known as the Purandra or the destroyer of the fort was the most important god. And in one exam, this question came, what is the another name of Indra in the early Rig Vedic period or early Vedic period? So the another name of Indra was Purandra or the destroyer of the fort. And what is the meaning of Purandra, the destroyer of the fort? This is very important. Now, 250 Rig Vedic hymns were dedicated to Indra, who and Indra played the role of warlord. Indra played the role of warlord and was considered to be the rain god. Indra was considered to be the rain god. Then Agni was the second most important god of Rig Vedic period. And 200 Rig Vedic hymns were dedicated to Agni. Agni was also known as fire god and is considered to be the intermediary between the god and the people. Now, Varun was the third most important god in the Rig Vedic period or early Vedic period. So, third most important god of early Vedic period, and Varun personified water. Next one is the Surya. Sun was worshipped in 5 forms. The first form was Surya, second form was Savitri, third form was Mitra, fourth form was Pusan, and the fifth form was Vishnu. Now Surya is the sun god who used to ride daily across the sky in his chariot driven by 7 horses. So Surya was the god who used to ride daily across the sky in his chariot driven by the 7 horses. Savitri, the goddess of the light. So the famous Gayatri mantra is addressed to her, Savitri. Then Surya, another form is your Mitra, a solar god. Another form is Pusan, which is the god of marriage. Main function was the guarding roads, herdsmen, and straying cattle. Now, the fifth form was Vishnu. So, the god who covered earth in 3 steps. This is the Vishnu who covered the earth in 3 steps. Now, the other gods are Rudra. The other god was Rudra. This is the god of the animals. Then Dayus is the oldest god and the father of the world. So Dayus, these are very important. So Rudra was the god of the animal. Dayus was the oldest god and father of the world. Then Yama, Jam, that means the god of the dead. Sindhu, river goddess. And Osinior Nastaya, the god of health, youth, and the god of health, youth, and immortality. So this Osinior Nastaya is the god of health, youth, and immortality. Now, Oditi, the great mother of gods. Now, yojana or sacrifices, their religion primarily consists of the worship of gods with simple ceremonial known as the yojana or sacrifice. So their religion primarily consists of the worship of gods with simple ceremonial known as the yojana or sacrifices. Now, economy. During the early Vedic period, economy during the early Vedic period. Now, various animals were domesticated. Very little trade was known. Cows and gold ornaments of fixed value were the media of the exchange. Since there is no coin system there, so trade was actually based on the barter system, that is the exchange of good in return. So cows and gold ornaments of fixed values were media of exchange. Now, men of various profession like carpenter, smith, tanners, then weavers, potters, grinders of corn were there. Now, tanners means what? Tanners means who make leather from the hides of the animal. যোনে leather বনায় মানে জন্তুৰ খালৰ পৰা leather যোনে বনায় তাক tanners বুলি কোৱা হয়. So men of various profession like carpenters, smith, tanners, weavers, potters, grinders of corns were there. So these are the profession in that time. Now the art of healing wounds and curing diseases are in existence, and they were expert in surgery, and along with herbs and drugs, charms and spells were regarded as early potential in healing of diseases. That means they were expert in surgery, but use of herbs and drugs, then charms and spells, mantra. These are were regarded as the early potential in healing disease. That means whenever someone was ill, that means যেতিয়া কোনোবা এজন বেমাৰ হয় তেতিয়া obviously they were expert in surgery, but along with surgery herbs use কৰিছিল সিহঁতে, and charm মন্ত্ৰ বা spell use কৰিছিল, আৰু সেইবিলাক হয়তো বিশ্বাস কৰিছিল যে they believe that charms and spell were regarded as equally potential in healing diseases. So disease ভাল কৰাৰ কাৰণে বা বেমাৰ পাতি ভাল কৰাৰ কাৰণে সাৰ্জাৰী বা হাৰ্বছ ড্ৰাগছ ইউজ কৰাৰ উপৰিও মন্ত্ৰ, charms, spells এইবিলাকো ইউজ কৰা হৈছিল. Now this will end the early Vedic period. Now the later Vedic period. So accepted time was 1000 BC to 600 BC. Now geographical area during the later Vedic period, the Aryan settled covered whole the northern India. This is Aryabhat. Hold the northern area. Now, center of culture shifted from Saraswati River to Ganga. This is the Madhya Desha. Saraswati River. Now the center of culture. Now in the early Vedic period, the center of culture was in the Saraswati River. But in the later Vedic period, the center of culture was shifted from Saraswati River to the Ganga River. Now mention of more rivers like Narmada, Sandira, which is a modern Godak, was also mentioned. The later Vedic literature mentioned Vidhayan mountain. So later Vedic literature mentioned mountains in Vidhayan mountain. Now, in the later Vedic period, the region was divided into three broad divisions. First one is Aryabhatta, this is the northern India. Second is Madhya Desha, this is the Central Asia, and third is Dakshinapat, this is the Southern India. Now society in here, 4 varnas were there. Then higher caste could marry with the lower caste, but marriage with the Shudra was not permitted. In the later Vedic period also 4 varnas are there, and higher caste could marry the lower caste, but marriage with the Shudra was not permitted in that time. Mention of 4 ashram, and now in the later Vedic period 4 ashram was mentioned, and the stages of life found in there are 4 stages of life, and they were found in the Javala Upanishad. So where the stages of life of later Vedic period was found in Javala Upanishad. Now, what are the stages of life? Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. Sannyas, that means Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. So these are the 4 stages of life. Now come to 4 Purushastra or ashram system. So the 4 goals of human life. First one is your artha, this is the security. Second one is the kama, that is the pleasure. Third one is the dharma, and the fourth one is the moksha, that is the liberation, mukti. Now the first 3 goals are the secondary goal, and the fourth one is the primary goal. So goal 4, this is the goal 1. Goal 1 is your Artha, this is the security. Goal 2 is the goal 2 is your Kama, this is the pleasure. This is the goal 3, that is Dharma, and this is the goal 4, liberty, mox, that is the liberty. So these are the primary goal, and the Dharma, Kama, and Artha, these are the secondary goal in the later Vedic period. Now, in the later Vedic period, the status of women declined. Status of women declined. Now, according to Aitareya Brahmana, this was one literature. According to Aitareya Brahmana, this one literature book that mentioned that daughter was the source of misery, and the son was the protector of the family. So from there, you can imagine that in that time, the status of women was declined. Now, and this was and according to Maitrani Samhita, this was one also again one book. And according to Maitrani Samhita, there were 3 evils. First one is a liquor, second one is a woman, and third one dice. So this liquor, woman, and dice, they were mentioned as evils in the later Vedic period. Now, in the later Vedic period, women are prohibited. In the later Vedic period, women are prohibited to attend the political assembly. Now, already I have mentioned that the status of women were declined. So that's women are prohibited to attend the political assembly. Monogamy, there is a man having one wife, was the ideal. But polygamy, there is a man having more than one wife, was frequent. Monogamy was ideal, but the polygamy was frequent in the later Vedic period. Now, in the later Vedic period, 8 types of Hindu marriages were there. The first one is your Daiva Viva. This is very important for exam point of view. So, first one is your Brahma Viva. So, there are total 8 types of marriages are there in the later Vedic period. The first one is Brahma Viva. So, which one is Brahma Viva? Brahma Viva means giving a girl to a man with dowry. If you give a girl to a man with dowry, then it was known as Brahma Viva. Second is Daiva Viva, giving a girl to the priest himself in lieu of his feast. That means if a girl was given to the priest himself in lieu of feast, then it was known as Daiva Viva. Then Arsa Viva. Arsa Viva means giving a girl to a man after accepting the bride price. That means giving a girl to a man after accepting the bride price. That means bride price to accept kora koina to price accept kora pichu jodi ejon manhok biya dia hoy, then it is known as Arsa Viva. Then Prajapati Viva. Prajapati Viva means giving a girl to a man without demanding the bride price. That means bride koinar price to demand nokora kori jodi karoba lokot biya dia hoy, then this was known as the Prajapati Viva. Fifth one is Gandharva Viva, that is the love marriage. Sixth one is Asura Viva, that is marriage with a Parsis girl. This one is Asura Viva. Then seventh one is Raksha Viva, that is marriage with the daughter of a defeated king or kidnapped girl. This one is Raksha Viva. And eighth one is Paisasa Viva, that is the marriage to a girl after seducing or raping her. This one is known as Paisasa Viva. Then the religion of later Vedic period. The religion of later in the early Vedic period, Indra, Agni, and Varun were prominent. And Indra is the first most important, Agni was second most, and Varun was third most important god in the early Vedic period, Rig Vedic period. But in the later Vedic period, Prajapati became supreme god. Prajapati means Brahma. So Prajapati means creator of universe. This is Brahma. Then Vishnu means the patron of god Aryan. So this is the Vishnu. And Rudra means god of animal. So this is the Rudra. So in the early Vedic period, Indra, Indra, Agni, and Varuna were the prominence, were the most important god in the early Vedic period or Rig Vedic period. But in the later Vedic period, Prajapati, Vishnu, and Rudra were the most important god. And the first one is first most important is your Prajapati. Second most was Vishnu, and third most was Rudra. Prajapati means creator of the universe, this is Brahma. Vishnu was the patron of the god Aryan, and the Rudra was the god of animal. Now in the later Vedic period, the economy, if we discuss, if we're going to discuss the economy, the land now became more valuable than cow. In the early Vedic period, cow was valuable. But here the land became more valuable than cow. Agriculture began to replace rearing of cattle. In the early Vedic period, rearing of cattle were done. But in the later Vedic period, agriculture replaced the rearing of cattle. Then in the later Vedic period, the plow was that time drawn by 24 oxen. Now manure was known that time, and new occupation like fishermen, then washermen, footmen, dyers, doorkeepers, then knowledge of metals and doorkeepers, then your uh, these were the uh, occupation that were mentioned in the later Vedic period. Now knowledge in that time, in the later Vedic period, tin, silver, and iron were known. Now indicate in the later Vedic period, special distinction was drawn between the chariot maker and carpenter, and the tanner and the hairdresser. Now chariot, there's a specific difference was mentioned in the chariot maker and the carpenter. And a tanner. Tanner means who to make leather from the hides of, who is a tanner? Who make the leather from the hides of the animal. যোনে জন্তুৰ খালৰ পৰা leather বনায়, সেইটো tanner বুলি কোৱা হয়, tanner. And hide dresser means what? Hide means khal, pelt taken from cow, is the hide, or a pelt taken from animal, is the hide. So samraj. So hide dresser means those who make the dress from the your pelt. This is the hide dresser. Pelt means pelt taken from the cow, is the samra. And tanner means those who make the leather from the hides of the animal. Okay, so this is a tanner. Those who make leather from the hides of the animal. Those who make leather from the hides of the animal was a tanner. And hide dresser means those who hide means your pelt taken from the animal, is the hide, and hide dresser. So this was the occupation in that later Vedic period. Now next, very important, Buddhism. So in introduction, India witnessed the growth of two great alternative religions. One was Buddhism, another was Jainism. So this religion emphasized that true happiness does not lie in the material property or performance of rituals, but in non-violence, charity, frugality, and good social conduct. So according to Buddhism and Jainism, that true happiness does not lie in the material property or performance of rituals. True happiness lie nokore material property or rituals or performance, but that it lies in the non-violence, ahimsa, charity, frugality, and good social conduct. Now, what are the causes of this religion, Buddhism and Jainism? Now, the first reason is the Kshatriya reaction against domination of Brahmanas. So, in that post-Vedic society was clearly divided into four varna. We already discussed Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So, what happened? So, the Kshatriya who function as a rulers and warriors were ranked second in the Varna hierarchy. That's why they opposed The positive origin. The first was I have already mentioned that the Kshatriya reaction against domination of Brahmins. The already we have known that in that time the society was divided into four varna: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Now what happened? The Kshatriya who who function as a rulers and warriors were ranked second in the Varna hierarchy. So this is the Varna hierarchy. The first one is the Brahman was given the first position, Kshatriya was given the second position, Vaishya was given the third position, and Shudra was given the fourth position. Now Kshatriya who function as a rulers and warriors, they are ranked in the second position in the Varna hierarchy. Now they reacted strongly against the ritualistic, so they reacted strongly against the domination of the Brahmins. They reacted strongly against the rituals domination of Brahmins and the various privileges. They are enjoying various privileges by the priestly class, that means the Brahmins. What is the privilege? They are receiving gift and exemption from taxation and punishment. So these are the privilege that Brahmins used to enjoy. And this thing, Kshatriya against these things, and they reacted strongly against these things. So this one reason of origin of your Buddhism and Jainism. Now, next reason was the Vedic philosophy had lost its original purity. Now, in the early Vedic or later Vedic, the philosophy had lost its original purity. Next one is the Vedic religion. The Vedic religion had become very complex and had degenerated into superstition, dogmas, and rituals. So, gradually, the Vedic religion become very complex, and it's full of superstitions, then dogmas and rituals. This one reason of the origin of Jainism and Buddhism. Now, patronizing of Buddhism and Jainism by Vaishya and other mercantile group who wanted better social status and a regain of peace. That means in that time, Jainism and Buddhism was patronized by your Vaishya and the other mercantile group. So they wanted better social status, and that's why they preferred this religion. Now, the most important reason of origin of Jainism Buddhism was the ready acceptance of simple, ascetic, and peace-centered principle of Buddhism and Jainism. The peace-centered principle of Buddhism and Jainism was the important factor of replace the religion in the later Vedic or early Vedic period. That means Buddhism and Jainism, that means replace the Buddhism, Jainism becomes the prominent religion in the later period because of the ready acceptance of simple, ascetic, and peace-centered principle, and that's why Buddhism and Jainism become the important religion in the later period. So this will end our video. Now, till now we have discussed the origin of Buddhism, why and Jainism, origin of Buddhism and Jainism. Now, in the next video, we are going to study different school of Buddhism, then the your life of Gautam Buddha, then your some literature of Buddhist literature, then what are the 5 forms of Buddha represented by lotus and bull bird. So this thing we will discuss in the next video. So thank you.